Good afternoon, Unifier, our listeners, and welcome once more to the Saturday program. I welcome una all from all over the world, wherever una day, una welcome, una good afternoon from me on end, but usa una day, some pauna na evening time, so good evening, and some na probably morning time, so good morning. Now they listen to we on theunifier.com, DUNIFIER.com, theunifierradio.com, and richardkonteh.com, www.richardkonteh, Konteh with a K.com. And I welcome once more. And as usual, we get Dr. Konteh, Dr. Richard Konteh, the APC flag bearer aspirant with we in the studio. Dr. Konteh, good afternoon, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, Valda.
Good evening.
Again
I hope
today.
say you did be good. I know say you already probably don't spend a full day, and now you there with we. So we dey thank you for your time, and
Yeah,
you are warmly welcomed.
thank you very much.
As usual, let me get straight into some rapid fire questioning. Of course, this
Wow.
now a show where we dey give you opportunity for let we listener they meet you, because we know say 2023 now very crucial time for the whole country, and no matter whose party you're affiliated with, it's a crucial time for the country because of whose side we don't dey. So I want to start with the news say uh, Dr. Anes Koroma make an announcement saying that we're not going to run for public office anymore. And we know say this announcement now because it only out a few days. It's it had become mixed up with some rumors of what he say, how we say, what he mean, what he not mean. So we be want for let you enlighten we listen to them on precisely waiting uh, the current chairman of the APC party, Dr. Anis Proma, actually say. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Valda. Make I start first for state say me not a spokesperson for
Yes.
the former president, Dr. Anes Koroma. But what I read from the press statement with the issue and waiting I hear from the when I listened to the interview where a special assistant key to 98.1. Now that the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, he don't decide, say, he no go be available again for contest for any other position, either in political position, either within the country, meaning he already will contest again for the presidency of this country, and also he states say he no go contest for any position inside the party when at the APC, because he feels say he don't get share of the opportunity for serve we country, and he don't serve this country in diverse ways, and he don't get to the highest level as president of this country for 2 terms, 2 consecutive terms, and based upon the constitution and based upon his own personal decision, him feel say he will move on within life to another level. Possibly he will able to serve this country now as a statesman in a different capacity other than him vying for any political office either in the country or in the party. And he will continue for be a member of the All People's Congress Party when it becomes necessary, like all other former presidents, even in the developed world. He will campaign for his party, and he will do everything within his powers for ensure victory for the party. So in membership of the All People's Congress Party remain intact. He will forever remain a member of the party, and he will forever remain a highly respected person na we party and the legacy wey e don left for we party, I believe say go live on for.
Thank you very much, Dr. Konteh. Um, Yes, thank you for where you go back and kind of reiterate from what you read and from the interview where you read, because we know say not so everybody they able forget access to the thing and this. So we thank you for that. Um, as a follow up, how do you see this move by uh, the current chairman of the APC party, former President Dr. Anes Koroma? Everybody they call him for short EBK. How you see this move impacting the APC party, and in particular, how you think say it go board for the Unifier campaign?
Well, first of all, for me personally, this message not come to me as a surprise because on numerous occasions in my engagements with President Kuroma, both personally and in small groups where we dey meet am, he don't always they state unequivocally for say this na in last term and he go move on and allow space for make younger, more dynamic people then come with a fresh set of ideas for try for take up from Wusai he left to wherever those new set of hands go move the party. So from that perspective, I think say na a breath of fresh air. I believe say he don't serve in time, he don't do his own bit, but I believe say this na the time now for make a new leadership take over the party and move the party forward. So me always very positive. I believe say God will give the required inspiration to the new leadership and in will be as a moral guarantor at the back. And like it will be like somebody where when things want to go wrong, you will always go try and go consult. Hey, pa, this kind of thing will happen. How you be handle them? How you feel say we can best handle the situation? I think say it will be a big blessing to we party. The party will now get a free hand. I'm sure we all know say when he been there as leader and chairman of the party because in a former president and because of that status where he don't attain at the country, there were so many things where it just not be possible for make it do am. And it could really sound a bit funny, especially where he not intend for contest again for make them continue for refer to as the leader of the opposition. You know, he cannot continue in that capacity. And I believe say West Africa need him for do more things for West Africa generally. Africa need him for do more things for the continent. And I think say it already demonstrate say it get what it take for provide that type of support to the continent. And I believe say now that it is on the verge for exit, I believe say we'll get a free hand and a free space for able to serve West Africa, serve Africa, and indirectly project a positive image of where we love country Sierra Leone. And I think say that day is very, very positive. And I want for commend them for that step we take. And I want for hope say we, the younger ones inside the party, will see this as an opportunity for make we step up. It will be challenging, and I believe say insurmountable. But I believe say with the training where we all don't receive from him in different ways, and plus the fact that he's still around, I believe say we can step up and provide the leadership who this party needs for move forward.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Listeners, una they listen to Dr. Richard Konteh, they introducing himself to una, tell una about in dream for the country and how he want for help for build up the country. Una they listen to we, una can reach we on three different URLs, dunifier.com, then at DUNIFIER.com, theunifierradio.com, and www.richardconte.com. Conte with a K, www.richardconte.com. I just asked Dr. Conte how he see Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma in leaving go impact the party. Um, okay, uh, I want for switch gears just a little bit, because we know say this way APC party is it's a party to contend with. We know say we're not a powerful party, and we know say we get a lot for offer the country. However, we also know say that there's a few things going on inside the party, and with this announcement where Dr. EBK makes so, it means say the party they look for a new leader, um, especially with this flag bearership race, and that leader they go they under a lot of pressure, not only for unify the party, but also for empower the party, for make um, every member of the party, the one day where they run for office, as well as the voters at large, uh, for make them get the confidence say APC go win back power in 2023. Now that I guess is in an overarching way go be one of the major responsibility of the new party leader. You can tell me about some plans where you get for make this happen for the party.
Before I talk about that, I want
Yes.
for step back again and state say, many people over the last few years and months, they look for a new dawn in the APC. President Koroma don't lead this party for 20 years. He don't make him mark. I think say now the right time this for make him move on and make a new leadership take over. And I think say we the younger ones for Siam, they say behind every uh, challenge, behind every problem is a potential. So behind waiting with the see as a problem, behind waiting with the see as a challenge, with EBK living, there is a potential for a new beginning, a potential for APC for get a new face, a potential for APC for get a new birth, for a potential for APC get a breath of fresh air, and maybe, just maybe, a new way of doing things. And if this also coincide with the time when APC gets a new constitution, a new democratic constitution, I believe say the timing could not be better. I want to say, therefore, that this, for me, is an opportunity. And I think say this is an opportunity for make we move on with the party. We party in a strong party, it get very strong foundations, it get very strong and powerful structures. This is the opportunity for make we ensure say these structures they function. This is the time for make we ensure say we foot soldiers are respected and given an opportunity for do their work. This is the time for ensure say the members of this party they own their party and possess their party, and not just a group of individuals. And say in the new constitution, it provide for election instead of selection. So since now election, it means the power now rests in the hands of the people, the grassroots, the rank and file of the party. Now they now get the party. And I believe say this is a new dawn in the APC, because for the past decades, we don't use to selection, selection, selection. Now we get election, election, election. So it's a new beginning. And I think say if that happen with a new leadership, I think say it will be very fine. One for appreciate with the roles where the president don't play, and some members of the team where don't express a desire for go with her. We believe say then we stand by we for giving the support where we need. Me, they look forward to the day where the NDC go elect me as flag bearer for the party, and where I will take up immediately as the leader of the All People's Congress Party. And when I take over as a leader, I believe say I will bring into the party a new dynamism, where the party so desperately need. so that it could not go be business as usual again, but it could be a party will structured, a party will determined for provide structured, informed leadership, and a party will ready for stand the test of time. A party for the future. We go build a party for the future. A party where every young man or woman in this country will find space. A party where any Sierra Leonean will feel disadvantaged or disenfranchised in a small party in a small corner will come and seek respite. A party will could be truly national, wherein every Sierra Leonean will find space for anchor and actualize in fullest potentials. That is the party I hope to lead, and I look forward to a very inclusive party where every Sierra Leonean will get an equal opportunity for actualize their potentials. Not a party for the few, but a party for the majority and a party for all. And I think, say, together we can all build a strong, vibrant, robust party poised for takeoff into the future.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. Um, you can expand a little bit on how you go build this vibrant party, especially with respect to the citizen there, where they feel disenfranchised, where they feel like, say, well, we they go school, where they graduate, we not they get job, we they try, we they do business, better not they come. Everything's so expensive. How you go engage them, as well as the one day where they out of the country, the diaspora and there, where they feel like, say, we they send money for we people then. Plenty of we people then depend on we. So we they fuel the economy enough. But when it can to inclusion within the country in terms of decision making or in terms of participation, where they feel also disenfranchised. So there are many different um, corners of the population there where they feel disenfranchised for various reasons. I wonder if you can speak to the grassroots in particular, as well as the one day where they in the village then upline, the one day where they in the diaspora. Waiting you go
Well, you
tell them,
don't,
and
don't
also
say,
make I not forget. Sorry, make I not forget also
stop, stop,
the veteran them.
stop the force. You
Okay,
don't
sir.
say too many. You don't say too many things in one. And
Okay.
make a try or structure them a bit. First of all, there are certain things a political party can do. There are certain things you can do in governance, in the
Right.
executive. So make a start first on the part of the political party. I say we go ensure, say, it could be an inclusive party. We go
Yes.
ensure, say, it could be a party who say every member will get a voice. And I say it will be a party who say all the structures we provided for in the constitution will be allowed for function. It not going be a party where would they go from election to election, and that is when things happen. But it could be a functioning party wherein even issues about membership no go come up only when they say elections don't come, but it could be a continuous business. It could be a party wherein all we offices there at the various levels for function. It could be a party we say with various executives there where we they elect. They're not going to be executives where only they become useful during the elections, but it could be executives there where they're going to be useful throughout the year. So that at any point in time, at any level you want to engage, you will engage with the party. APC na a grassroots party, and we get for make sure say that happen. We get at the level of we party various structures, we get various positions, and those positions have to be made operational. I'll give you the example where they say Mammy Queen, or what we call cheerleading now. A cheerleader of a constituency for able for they in a position where it could be of support to the cheerleaders at the zonal level, at the ward level, etc., which means things have to be worked out that will allow that to happen. The chairman of the district for able they in a position for support the chairman from the constituencies, from the wards, etc. So we get for ensure say all of these things then function. So and that is why we want to look at a complete rebirth in the way of doing things in we party. We get for revisit the way, the modus operandi for we party, and ensure say the party really functional. A party wherein if you go na the party office, you go see a structure, a system, a functioning party. You know, go be a ghost place, you know, and a lot of things go change. And I believe say we will put together the team, and the members go elect a team. We go ensure say that happen. At the governance level, we will also ensure say we get an inclusive governance architecture, wherein every Sierra Leonean, wherever you find yourself, whether in Sierra Leone or in the diaspora, you'll be able to actualize your fullest potentials. We know say one of the things them we don't they bother we na simple things like the bread and butter issues. The average man in the village not really too care whether in a state house, as long as his or her basic needs can be met. So we get for therefore take concrete steps for ensure say this country will feed itself. Basic. And I believe say within we first term in office, we for ensure say this country able produce enough for let we feed ourselves. We will diversify the food basket for ensure say we get enough produce across the board. Then we'll see how we could begin for add value to some of we produce, so that as a country we're able to generate more income from we exports. Because even for make we able to stabilize we local currency, the leon, it got to be backed up by exports. And these exports not for rely exclusively only on mines or minerals, or we fish like the water, but even agriculture will become the mainstay of our economy. And we get huge potentials in that area, considering the size of arable land we're available for we for cultivation. We unfortunately a very minimal percentage they under active cultivation. The fact say we're not able for really try for improve we productivity rate, meaning the quantity what they produce per hectare of land, etc., etc. So we go do all of those things. But the average Sierra Leonean also want for feel secure, want for feel safe, outside a day, and we go ensure say everybody for feel secure, everybody for feel peace. The policeman will be a force for good indeed. Kitbidul, which we mean by a force for good. We will ensure say it's a force for good, not a force for terror. We not believe say the police got to be high-handed. We could make sure say we train them well, we equip them well, and sensitize them well for understand say even where there is a riot, there is a way where you can handle a riot without resorting to using lethal force and begin kill people then. You know, if that if an issue of training, we will provide the training. If an issue of them not having the equipment so they need for crowd control, we will provide them. But if it is an issue where officers decide to go overboard and take the law into their hands and do things where the law not they provide for, then reprimand and necessary actions to be taken against them. So we got to ensure say people then feel safe and secure wherever they live. We also got to ensure say people then basic human rights are respected. You know, people then get a right for say within their feel for say, for express their opinion, then get a right for protest if something they happen they not satisfied with. That did not for be a reason why somebody for go shoot them down and kill them. We go ensure that these fundamental human rights are respected, and which means we get for ensure say the institutions where they're in place, the judiciary, the Human Rights Commission, etc., where they're in place for guarantee those types of fundamental rights and privileges their function. I always sympathize with we people that in the diaspora where we current provisions or the way they do things, not they, for example, allow them for vote outside their day during elections, and they feel disenfranchised. And I can understand the frustrations where they go with that, because when it comes to money, we know say remittances, they contribute to a great percentage of the government or the country in income. And I believe say for many of we people in this country, they rely entirely on remittances for their sustenance, for their survival. So I think say if people then they give their money, therefore also enjoy certain rights and privileges. So we will work on that to see waiting will be the best way possible. We will handle them. We will also ensure say we will not get another abuse of that system. But we believe say people in the diaspora get a right to be heard, they get a right for vote and be voted for, and then get a right for make we put in place a system where not going to make it difficult for them for exercise that right. I also understand the issue about them having the ability to contest for parliamentary elections or even for presidential elections, as the case may be. There are arguments back and forth. I believe say there is a bill in front of Parliament, so they wait for see what thing will happen with them. If they're not able to handle that bill expeditiously, when we come into governance, we will look at the bill and see how we can fast track its implementation for ensure say every Sierra Leonean, anywhere you find yourself, is given an equal opportunity to actualize the fullest potentials. That said, we also get for ensure say we protect the sovereignty of a nation, we protect the integrity of a country, and not take any steps we go compromise that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Listeners, Una, thank you for tuning in. Una, they listen to the Unifier Hour on dunifier.com, www.dunifier.com. That's DUNIFIER.com. Una also kiebu kechwi on theunifierradio.com, as well as richardkonteh.com, Konteh with a K, richardkonteh.com. Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Dr. Konteh just answered a question about waiting the new leader of the ABC party get for contend with, a make a difference, say make sure say we understand, say there's a difference between where you're in an opposition party and where you did in governance. Talk about some of the things they way as an opposition party waiting and can do. And one of the things that we talk about
So,
inside.
sorry, Valda, sorry. I not
So
necessarily talk about. I not necessarily talk about what you could do within opposition.
Right.
I talk
I'm sorry.
about
That's my
waiting
mistake. Yes.
as party,
As
waiting
a
a political
party,
party
a difference between
for
a
do,
political party
and
and when
waiting
you're in
the
governance. Yes, sir.
waiting the government
Thank you for the
supposed
correction.
to.
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Yes. Sorry, my listeners. Now me make the mistake. You talk about waiting you can do as a political party and where you did in governance, the difference. You talk about as a political party, some of the things that we the new leader as the new leader go want for do now for put into place more effective and functioning systems, um and it go do that by going through looking again with a new lens and revamping how things they work. In fact, even give an example of how any chair lady supposed for able for be support for the other chair lady there around in a lower categories. He also talk about if you're there in governance, some of the things that where you can do. He talk about he say a couple of things where he want to accomplish as part of his first term in office, when he win the flag bearership. I say when, that's my words, when he win the flag bearership. First time in office now, one of the things that we don't talk about now that he want for see we food basket diversified, meaning that he want for see we become self-sufficient in we agriculture, as well as eventually for begin add value once we don't become self-sufficient in agriculture. He also talked about how he go on for see some changes in we police force. For see say we police force not to a force for create fear among we people there, but it go be it go be a force we go help we people there in the country for develop a sense of security. So then go be a force for good as opposed to a force of terror. and how it want for accomplish Dandy now by bringing in more training for we police officer them, so that even in instances where sometimes people they want protest or riot to grab, and then will understand say there are ways of handling this and not to for just shoot and kill. um and then the last thing where he say now that he want for up, he want for increase the human rights track record of we country, because he believes say everybody get a right for protest. If you not like the way things they go, you get a right for protest, for make your voice be heard, and then they go be accomplished through improved training of we judiciary and improved functionality of we judiciary. Dr. Conte, did I summarize right?
It's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, my listeners. So when I just don't listen to Dr. Conte, they talk about Antinea. I want to ask you another question. Um, we've been get a comment where strike me. One of we listener then comment say, you know the Moses way salon don't they wait for. Um, and we
Amen.
know say, pardon me.
I say amen.
Yes,
May
yes.
it be.
And we know say 2023 na big elections for not only for the party but for the country as a whole. Voter then go need for see a party where then can believe say go win. And as you don't say, Dr. EBK don't lead this party for 20 years. And now we know say, get for go for that leadership day again. You don't announce that day. How will you, as a party leader, convince the voter then say APC na the only party way able for lead the country, and how you will convince the voter then say even the one that way they will get affiliations other side them say APC na the one way get for get the interest at heart, and make sure say this country no get any worse than usai we dey right now.
Valda, I don't think say people need too much convincing again, because we dey see them on a daily basis at the country. All man they talk say the ground dry. Price of fuel now 15,000 for liter, and it's not even available. You get for literally big for me they sell you fuel. The price of rice now it is around 450,000 for a bag of rice, and the minimum wage now 600,000, which means your monthly salary can barely buy you a bag of rice. And if you buy a bag of rice, you don't even get money for pay transport for go work. You don't get money for buy for big plazas for you chop for eat, which means people are starving. You don't even get money for pay for you pick them for go school. People are starving. People don't see a marked difference between APC and SLPP. People don't know when APC came in 2007, Sierra Leone was dark. We inherit less than 10 megawatts of power. By the time they left, we get close to 300 megawatts of power. We light up all district headquarter towns and Freetown. When we become a power, people they say, if you want for go Kwendu, for example, now days you take. And if you're lucky, you go arrive on foot, because you matoka go left na Tigo. You're not going to go with her. Or perhaps you join another vehicle on the other side. APC don't make it possible for make you will take breakfast na Freetown, you go take lunch na Kailahun and come back na Freetown for dinner. You can left na Freetown, you go na Conakry, you transact your business and come back to Freetown on the same day. And in doing all of this, you can wear white clothes and do it, because the roads are all tarred and the roads are improved. We don't see what it mean forget dual carriageway inside the capital city of Freetown. We don't see wetin e mean for get a dual carriageway even intercity, like when they go out of Freetown to the south or to the north. We don't start with the first phase, when at the Wellington to Masiaka. The second phase will come, where you go to Makeni, you go to Bo, and we will get these types of systems. And we don't also begin to see how public-private partnership can work for provide infrastructural development. We don't see how APC don't provide water supply for communities all over the country, electricity for communities all over the country, and we don't see how all of these things are not happening. We don't see how under this government the system basically don't collapse. Everybody is complaining, including people in the so-called strongholds of the SLPP. They are complaining because, I mean, the reality is that when you go to a market for go buy, they ask you whether in a SLPP or in a APC before they charge you. So even the members of the SLPP, they equally suffer, And in some cases, we were there in the opposition, we not feel as much as them, because they be the feel say things can go be better. They be the sing. They say APC no go Sidoya, Tulubu no go Sidoya, hungry boku. But now they are singing Paupa no go Sidoya, sufferness boku, because the suffering has intensified. So they don't need any convincing. They are seeing it by the day. Even the blind people, they know the difference when they walk on the street between the potholes of the SLPP and the tarred roads of the APC. So we don't see a marked difference. And I believe, say, God be allow SLPP for calm, so that, cellulas will get a very short memory. We forget quick. So tell we don't forget small, but SLPP and their handiworks. God be one give the present generation an opportunity for know the handiworks of the SLPP, and possibly for make them able to make the clear distinction between APC and SLPP, and that don't happen. So in 2023, the people of Sierra Leone get a clear choice. Are we going back to the era of peace, stability, development, rule of law, fundamental human rights, we characterize the APC, or we go to the era of lawlessness, hunger, deprivation, high prices, no light, poor facilities, etc., etc. So the choice is clear, and with the hope, say, under the new APC, we will provide jobs again for we youths. We will provide opportunities for education for we youths. We will provide better health facilities. There will be a situation wherein you go to a hospital, they light candle, na conot, they light candle, na cottage. Pikin they die at where they go for good born there, just because facilities are not there. These things were all things of the past under the free healthcare initiative of President Ernest Bai Koroma. We serve this kind of people who are benefiting from it. Now they kill them. Even the social health insurance scheme, where we start, way by now, we don't launch away by now, we don't ensure, say, plenty people then inside this country for the benefit from now, it don't stall. These are the things I believe, say, people they want back. And these are the things we will get for draw the people their attention to make them understand, say, hey, there are things that could have happened had APC continued. We made a mistake. Let's correct these mistakes. Let's kick this SLPP government out, bring back APC so they will continue from Musai and left on the 4th of April 2018.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Me family una dey listen to Unifier Hour on www.richardkonteh.com. Una dey also listen to we. Una can also listen to we on www.dunifier.com or www.dunifierradio.com. Dunifier is DUNIFIER. Dunifier. Dr. Konteh, thank you so much for answering that question. As a follow-up to what you just say, we know say that very hardship day, where supposed for be the thing where they let people them make up their mind and realize, say, we they in very difficult times because of the government where they in power. Now the very same thing where can cause problem. It can act as a double-edged sword. It cuts this way, cuts that way. Because As we know, when election ten can a salon, the one they will get money, then they go out there, then spend the money, shape money, give all man one bag rest, two bag rest, give them almost money, sometimes kill almost cow, shape beef, give people them, and angry day. It difficult for let people then say no to the thing and then thing and they we know say don't they sway votes in the past. Um, how you think say people there go remember say that one day eat where you go eat for that one bag rest where then go give. Now for remember, but the future, how you think say APC under your leadership be able for turn people their mind them from that kind thinking they way they don't get in the past till now.
I think say that na the challenge where we all get as APC or go around this country. That is why we need for activate all the structures for make them go around and sensitize people. But as I don't tell you, it's not going to be too much of a difficult task because we are living it every day. We are living the suffering every day. You know, the interview one man na Kwena Dugu, I think, on 98.1, I think. Now he say, Musa he no say the salon economy don't halaki. He said na way he see say the Guinea money done better pass the salon money. He said never in the history of Sierra Leone would we ever get to a stage where the Guinea money they better pass the salon money. That is how the ordinary man interprets a failed economy. And then it gets far-reaching implications for the common man. Because even the trader, way before now, because the Leon be strong past the safer, if they take in money, he go buy he go change that to the Guinean franc, he begin make money, he buy the goods there, he count back in a salon, he make profit. Now, if you left Naya, you go buy in a Guinea, you come back, you're not able to sell her. Profits not there because it don't become too expensive because of the exchange rate. You know, and when you add to that the tax system where they in place, the other time, 2 weeks ago, in we interview and we talk about this whole issue of the GST, will be supposed
Yes.
to be an end-use tax, we're supposed to be 15%, but the way that they apply them as a withholding tax, and the way that they apply them multiple times, it don't make, depending on the level at which you are transact that business, it can be anywhere between 30 and 60%. And what that they mean, therefore, is that the average Sierra Leonean, the consumer, and they suffer because the businessman will naturally transfer the cost to the consumer. But when the things again become too expensive, what did they mean again? That people are not able to buy because money not they out there, the cash not the flow at the system. So people do not get money even for can buy. And so you where they go for go sell, if you don't get everything for sale. You open your market all day, nothing not for sale. I mean, remember about 2 years ago, there was one day where the traders in Abacha Street, then just outburst. They begin protest and they holler because it was painful. You they left your house every day. You say you go for go sell. You know, they sell 1 cent even until you pay charge back, turn back. It was killing, and that is what is happening all over the country, all because of the tax system. We see businesses then they close down, companies then they close down, people then they lose their jobs, unemployment they all over the place. You have to be connected to the party for make you get job. And because it is now job for the boys, they just say go to the go to the we don't see how the wage bill don't go from 165 billion a month where APC in the left office tonight is projected to reach 330 billion a month, more than double. And the country simply not gets the resources for sustain that. We don't see how we pay the import their goods. It don't become so expensive for clear goods now at the port that people in the resort to bringing in their goods through Guinea. And when they bring their goods through Guinea, they also get the attendant implications, loss of revenue to government, and therefore government not being able to have the resources where they need. The other day I tell you, I say the situation is so bad of that the debts where this country don't accumulate, it don't become so high that 43% of the government revenue that they spend on debt servicing. 27% that they spend on salaries. And then if mere small 27% or so, thereabout, now available for meet all other costs. That is simply not sustainable. And the total debt where the country don't get at the moment is equal to 3-year budget put together. It's more than that. You see that. So which means with debt sustainability ratio, now they are at a very critical stage. Where APC we left, it was moderate, manageable, it was okay. Now it is very critical, and we a hinge on a recession, and then they get very, very adverse consequences for we, very adverse consequences for the average civilian, and it's terrible. With Pekin, they're not able. Today, one woman came to me in Pekin, don't get 9 clear O levels. You never go college because you never pay. When APC been there in power, we've been they pay 75% of all fees for all picking there where they go to tertiary institutions, public institutions in this country. For all of them, 75%. So where the fees were around 8 million, for example, government will they pay close to 6 million for every picking. So you parents, we only get for pay less than 3 million. But even that 3 million, you will also get the opportunity for get granting aid. So plenty people they get granting aid, so there not be need for pay. We make sure say all physically challenged people when they enter tertiary institutions, they automatic granted aid by government. We ensure say all girls when they go into medical school or they go into
STEM fields.
university on the sciences, that they get granted aid. And we ensure say everybody after your first year, second year, third year, automatic everybody for enjoy granted aid. We ensure say anybody will enter, you don't go drop out of college because your papa or your mama not able to pay. So we did all of these things, and we are going to do more. We are going to ensure that those things that are needed to improve upon those facilities will introduce and implement and ensure, because APC, when we say we do something, we do it. We don't just talk for the sake of talking. We do proper analysis, proper introspection, and when we come up with any policy, it must be a policy where we know say we get the finance for back them up and we will implement it and make it benefit the average civilian. That is what we are going to do, and I believe that is the message where we get for send across to we people there. I don't also talk in previous interviews for say the private sector must be the engine for our economic growth and prosperity. We get for make we country in tax system attractive to the private sector. We get for make with financial services, with social services and related services where the companies they need. We get for make sure say then they and they're robust enough for able meet the needs of the private sector. We get for make sure say when the person bring in money, if they feel secure, say that contract we is signed will be respected. We get for make sure say when the private sector comes, let them feel free to make money in this country. And when they make money, we tax them, a reasonable tax, that we get money for meet with your needs. You can't rely on just your revenues from local domestic taxation. That alone cannot run an economy. And since then, not able to attract the private sector sufficiently, even jobs are not there. Because it is the private sector that will create the jobs, to be the private sector that will create the revenue from taxation. It is the private sector that will ensure that even the infrastructure where we need through the PPP arrangements where we go put in place, or through the IPP arrangements where we go put in place, or through the power purchase agreements where we go sign, will be such that we go able for ensure say this country gets all the facilities that we need at reasonable costs, and will make sure say everybody see and realize the full benefits of that. So those are the things that we are going to do that they have failed to do, and we're going to build on the track record where we be done get as a government from 2007 to 2018, and from 2023 going forward, we will ensure say it will be development, development, development. It will be progress, progress, progress. It will be peace, peace, peace. It will be stability, stability, stability. It will be a country where everybody will see say things are happening, we will feel them, we will see them, we will realize them, and we all will share in the benefits of it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. Thank you very much for answering that question. Duya, I just want to extend that question there a little bit further. I know say we're almost there at the end of our time, but I want to make you talk to the people in our village. We know say Dr. Allman get able to understand about, the economy and the impact on the economy where you don't so clearly explain. We know say we get a whole subsection of we country where then they go be difficult for let them comprehend. I want for make you talk to them when then they wait and get for go give sometimes some 1 or 2 bag less and some small money and say vote for we, even though then right now then they feel the pinch. I want make you talk to them for make them go remember say when that 2 bag less they come and that small couple will go come and sometimes that half beef way then go give it go feed you for sometimes 2 days. But you get for make decision where go make you able for feed yourself for the future. I want for make you talk to them for let them go no side for put them votes come
Yeah,
2023.
I think when I've been start for answer this question just now, I talk about the road from Freetown to Kwendu.
Yes, sir.
How the man in the village, na Kwendu, how it will take days for move from Freetown to Kwendu. But how today it able to do am. It able left Naya, it go na Kailangu, it come back na Freetown the same day. How the ordinary man now that they see all over the country how the effect of the roads. Now that they see every chiefdom, headquarter town, now that they get light. That light in a will farm, APC, that project day. Now anybody be able get a small fridge, house, a coal, a small water and sell and make money. Now we see how under APC term, how they make sure say where you get your goods, you be able to bring and carry a Freetown and sell, they perish na road. From the time where the people here, then can they happen. Now they see under APC how they provide water for them. Now they turn there. And we even go now some communities using the gravity water supply system to provide water for people there in the villages and all those types of things. That here all now I think the way they impact the people there directly. The Ministry of Agriculture through the ABCs, through the other smallholder commercialization programs there, be the impact directly the farmers. They will provide for their tools, will provide for the seeds, will provide for the other agricultural inputs for make they're able to do basic things for meet the certain needs every day. I want to tell them say that peace where una be they enjoy under APC. Now we want for bring back for una. That colat una be they enjoy under APC. Now we want for bring back for una. We want for make sure say una picking them. When now they do not now, they tell us say free education, but when they pay now, more than what they pay the term of APC, because APC now been give the real free education, the real affordable education where una be need. And then they want for bring back so that una picking them not go drop out of school. Una picking them go able to go school, then go university, and they able come back and serve una and help una and do for una, then things that we not able to do for una self. Now we not sit down, make anybody come and can fool we with 500,000, with half bag rest, with 1 million loans, and make we forget. Because that money there, we only eat it for 1 or 2 days and it go down. Let we look back at things them we will stand the test of time, things the way we need, and make una know say APC that the only party we able guarantee peace to this country, and the only party we will guarantee say we get food na we table, and the only party we will guarantee say we road there fine, and the only party we will guarantee say we water supply improved, and the only party we will guarantee say we get light na this country. No other party no don't demonstrate an ability for do am. And the only party we will control the prices. We know they make every day the price they go up no more. If they go up, if they go up, if they go up. Now we're not able to afford basic things for we survival. Not sell you vote because of Kokoyebe. Not sell you vote because of that one day hungry. But look at waiting APC don't do and waiting APC will do again because they get a track record of doing it and vote APC and kick out SNPP.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh, for that very good explanation there. So we people there, especially the one the way they upline, the one the way they in a village, we not get access to this free education within the talk, and then they rely mostly on waiting people they tell them. Thank you very much for that message there to them. Dr. Konteh, we don't come toward the end of the program, and as usual, I can let forgive the last few minutes for make you address all we listener them, all we potential voter them, and tell them why make now you now the only viable candidate we're able for care this way amazing APC party to power back in 2023. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. But before I answer that question, I want to address the members of the APC on this whole issue again about President Kuruma's indecision for move on, relinquish in position at the next NDC. I want to make the members of the APC that know say all is not lost. Pakuruma nor they left APC. Pakuruma they continue for be a member of the APC. Pakuruma will continue for be a leader at the APC. Pakuruma will continue for be a fighter at the APC. He not go abandon the party. He not go left the party. Go na any other party. He will always be a member of this party. And the way say they can go now within life, I will make una believe say Pakuruma go able to serve this party even better. Pakuruma will be more of a blessing to APC than anything else. And I believe say this is a blessing in disguise for we. So the appeal to the younger generation of the party for say, una step up. Una step up. You know, this is the opportunity for make the younger one there step up and take control. You know, I like that una song where una can sing about the youth league and what the youth league stand for. Una can say, now for grab and take control, you know, and take up from the legacies which you can stick others don't left for the party. And as Kumado left a legacy for una responsibility now for take on that legacy and move on. We are available for accompany una in this process and provide the leadership una need for make una the youth them come and take up the leadership and actualize una potentials. We go stand with una side by side. We go support una, and we the younger ones then go not to all the other one there. We go there for ensure say we provide that bridge between the old one there and the younger one there, so that there will be a smooth transition for the country. And I believe say we all can work together as one people for guarantee that for we party and for the country. I want for appeal to APC as for say now we go through a very difficult phase of the party. Right now, we don't get a new constitution, but we still not able to go to convention because we still in a court. We all dey pray, say Justice Fisher will very soon give in judgment so that they will lift the injunction and give you the freedom again for them to operate freely as a party. I'm glad for no say the NAC don't they meet over the past days, and today said they don't they meet. We look forward for no what they don't come up with from those meetings, because we believe say as a party eventually we get to move forward, and we hope say when the time comes for them to move forward, we will move forward as one people. I want to make we all appreciate the fact say choice is a fundamental right. When we dey inside this race, all man getting choice. All would I want for snap, go snap. Would I want for support, anybody want for support, you go support them. But do you not see the other person as your enemy? Because at the end of the day, we all get one agenda. We have to bring APC back to power. Let we not fair to self. This Mami cause here, I do so. Mami cause not go take anybody any side. Then this year, they don't cause we take, they say they go beat we. Beat we for waiting. Now you born me? Now you made me? Not so for cook for the lion, like the Tino. How you go serve the lion the food? You don't cook for that. So not to for say you beat Richard, now the Tino. How you go beat Richard? How? You know, and don't assume say Richard self he hand the whole court, and you just can't hold on more. Take care, you beat Alexina Pikin. Understand that it's not going to happen. But all of these things not very helpful with party. That is not the APC where we need. What we need now to make we come together, see each other as a brother. If you company say they support one person, they support you, there are reason why for change from that position where you hold and support you. Me, Richard Konteh, don't demonstrate over the last several years where I don't serve my party, but say I will be there for you. I don't demonstrate say I can sacrifice for the party. I don't demonstrate say I love the party. I don't demonstrate say I'm loyal to the party. I don't demonstrate say I get the experience where in need for govern. I don't demonstrate say I understand the issues. I don't demonstrate say I can lead from the front. 2023 now a very critical election. We need somebody who will lead we from the front. Not somebody will say una go at the camp. We need somebody who understand about elections. We go ensure say he put in place a strategy. We go guarantee say they secure the votes, so that we not go cry over spirit milk again, like how they make we cry in 2018. We go make sure say this time we mobilize with people there from registration. We make sure say people there vote. We make sure say they go pick back their cards. We make sure say when the term comes for election, then go to the polls, they vote, then count the votes, and we make sure say we protect their votes and make their voice stand. I'm glad with the international community don't they stress the fact say this time the people must be allowed to vote and their votes must count. Now that we as leaders therefore defend. And I believe say we go work with my colleagues there. But ensure say we work together. It not going to be winner takes all. When I become flag bearer of the party, it will not be winner takes all. It will be an inclusive type of government. Everybody will get a part for it, because I believe say everybody important, and I believe we all will come together for work as one, for build a better APC, and for build a better Sierra Leone. May God help we all as we move on this journey. And I want to tell all my supporters and thank you for all the support God don't provide for me all through these years. For the faith we will not get in me, we will not believe say Richard Konteh can do it. I want to tell me pastor them, me imam them, and all me people that when they pray with me and they pray for me all over the world, for make God guide me. In we campaign, now God I will believe it. I make every month for 7 days we dey pray and we dey fast, trusting in God for the final outcome. We know the mixed matters. And even when I become president, I will ensure say I rally the country people there for make we set aside a time every month where we all will pray and fast in various persuasions. Because when we put God first, we will surely succeed. God for there at the center of everything we want to do. And I think say that this country need now more than ever before. And me, they present myself as that type of person. We go ensure say we allow God for lead we, allow God for guide we as we govern the country. God being the helper. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Konteh. That was amazing. As usual, every time we I listen to you, they always left with, bigger and higher respect for you. Me famble them una they listen to the Unifier Hour on theunifier.com. The Unifier is spelled DUNIFIER.com. Una can also listen to it on theunifierradio.com as well as richardkonteh.com, Konteh with a K, richardkonteh.com. I want to encourage everybody for make them easy, for make una listen to it. Una can download we Unifier Radio app. Una can get them both from the Apple App Store or una can get them from Google Play. Una download the Unifier Radio app, and that's and they always una get for do just click on the app. Um, well, I also want for encourage una say anytime una day on, una share the link. Una can reach we on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, all the various social media uh, platform them. We did it. Una can go and go find out a bit more about Dr. Konteh by going on we Facebook page, richardkonteh.com. Una go read bottom, una go read but in biography, una go read but in track record na the APC, una go read but in track record when he been in our government, una read about the man in heart for we country. Because like that person we been comment last week say Dr. Konteh now the Moses where we country need. I agree with that person there 100%. Dr. Konteh for me and for many of we listener there, now the Moses where we country need for lead we out of these dark ages where we experience. So Una, thank you very much for spending the last hour with us. And we the hope say Una go listen. And in the end, after we don't post the recorded version, Una go share them with all Una famble them, all Una people them. Let them know the man where they need for vote for flag bearer as well as for President 2023. Thank you, listeners. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and good morning wherever you are.
Thank you, Valda. Bye bye.
Bye.
Internet. So steady.